So I haven't made any videos for a while, so I thought I should try and make some, or one, on my way to work. It's just that life has been so busy lately. I've had guests every weekend and work has been very hectic. I've been coming home really late, about 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then I just pass out and I don't have time to do anything else. So I thought maybe while I have time in the car every day to work, I could try and make some videos. Hopefully I could talk about some stuff that might be of interest to you about these cars. So as I mentioned in my previous videos, I'm really obsessed with cars and I've been a big petrol head since I was 16. I used to make money by buying old cars and doing them up and selling them. So that was my way of making some pocket money. And as I grew older, I got a job and was able to afford a few better cars. So it became more interesting. I don't really have time anymore to do things myself. I would love to, but unfortunately I don't have the time and perhaps not the skills anymore, because in the past I could take a toolkit and dismantle a car, service it myself, do all the stuff on the engine. These days it's all ECU controlled and it's all computer gizmos and everything is sealed, so they don't want you to touch anything, so you'd have to pay them thousands of pounds to have it serviced, which shouldn't cost anything. Maybe, I don't know, £50 instead of £1,000. Well, not all cars, but most of the sports cars cost a lot of money to service. So I have had this car. This is the new Boxster 718S, the 2.5 litre engine, turbocharged, for what now, about 3 months. I was very excited. I placed the order long before it was launched, thinking EA. I have to say, it is a lovely car, it's fun to drive, but I'm still not getting used to the turbo engine. It doesn't have that feel of that build, the torque building, the engine roaring. You get to, I don't know, 1700 to 2000 revs and bang, it comes, and then it just stays. There's no build up, and it's just a bizarre feeling. It's more like a go-kart, an electric go-kart, than a sports car. I'm sure there are plenty of people who like this kind of thing. I'm just a bit old-fashioned. I'd rather have a 993 making all kinds of noises, rattling away, but building up power and the engine roaring in the background, than this 4-cylinder that just does a bang and becomes a rocket. Anyhow, I have it. I thought about selling it and getting a Macan, but I can't decide, well, or a Panamera, but I can't decide whether I should do that or not. I've only had it for 3 months, and if I sell it, what do I tell the next buyer? Oh yeah, I don't really like it, so you should have it. And I don't know how much money I would lose and stuff, so I think I'll probably keep it for a little bit, enjoy it through next summer, and then sell it. Unless one of you want to buy it, who's really been wanting one, and there's a long waiting list until, I don't know, April, May next year, so yeah, give me a buzz or send me a message. So yeah, this car is beautiful. I absolutely have to say I love the look of it, everything about it except the engine. And I think we have no choice anymore with the engine, because they're not making the old naturally aspirated engines anymore. They're all turbocharged, so it doesn't matter what we feel. It's just going to be naturally aspirated engines. Sorry, I mean turbocharged engines. See, a wish of the heart, it comes out. As you can probably see, I'm going around in circles because they've closed one of the roads, so I have to go through these back streets, residential areas, to get out of the main road again. this is the trouble with London. They keep closing roads completely randomly, and then they take forever to do anything to fix them or do the works. I read an article recently where 52 miles of motorways and bridges, I think it had 3 or 4 bridges and 52 miles of motorway that needed to be repaired and rebuilt in California. So they closed the whole 52-mile section for 24 hours and replaced it and opened it again. Over here, it's, I don't know, 500 yards of a patch, and it takes weeks. I don't know what these people do, and it's just very frustrating. And now I'm lost. Okay, no, I'm not lost. Found it. I know where I am. So the idea of making these videos was to talk about what is it like living with a Porsche as a daily driver, and just to let other people know what it's like. And the thing is, there's so many experts out there who have all these amazing things. I watch more YouTube videos about cars than I watch any other TV program or films. Actually, I don't watch TV programs or films, but yeah, so as I was saying, I don't watch that much TV, and I watch a lot of YouTube programs or channels of various people. I mean, a few of my favorites are, I think, Archie Hamilton, awesome. They're fun videos. They're not completely geeky about, oh, this car is so and so. You can read the specs on their website. You want to know what it's like to enjoy one of these. There's another chap, JWW James, who also makes fun videos. Recently I've come across Emma Walsh, this girl, and I'm so pleased and excited to see that they're girls who are into cars. I mean, I've had a couple of friends in my life who have been girls that are interested in cars, and I'm sure there are plenty of them out there, but I don't think they're making videos in letting themselves be seen and heard and known out there. So a big thumbs up for. So I will put their links to their YouTube videos down there so you guys can subscribe to them if you haven't already done that. But yeah, they're awesome people. There's another chap from, I think he's from Monte Carlo. He's got a South African accent, so I don't know, but his name is Seb, and he makes good videos as well. So I mean, the key thing is, we're not race car drivers, except for maybe Archie Hamilton, who was, I'm not sure, but so we use this as an everyday driver. We want a little bit of power and fun, so it's just, there's no point talking about 0 to 60. I don't think anyone knows what the difference is between 4.8 seconds and 5.2 seconds. It doesn't make any difference. Even if it was, I don't know, between 3 and 5 seconds, people wouldn't notice it. And I have to say, if a car accelerates from 0 to 60 under 4 seconds, you're not really enjoying it, to be honest, because it will be bang, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. There's no enjoyment in that. We're not going to be on a track lap, or in a lap, or timing it to see how quickly we can go. This is about what the feeling is. How does it build up? How does it make you feel? So yeah, anyhow, that's why I don't really talk about the specs of the car and the performance. It's just about what it's like. I mean, this car, it's amazing because it's so, it feels like it's an extension of your body, and it's, even though it's got an electric steering wheel, they've done a very good job. That it's very direct, and you can instantly feel the car responding to, I mean, actually there's so many old-fashioned steering wheels or cars that I've driven with old-fashioned steering wheels where there's no hydraulics and things involved, and there's so much play in the steering wheel that you don't feel the car's responding to your reactions. But this thing is great. So electric steering wheel, and yeah, there's another thing that people believe, that the electric steering wheel is somehow an electric motor that is connected to your wheel, and there's nothing in between, and the motor tells the wheels how to turn. Not true. Look it up, you'll be surprised. It's not like that. There is a pipe or a rod that goes all the way down and connects to your wheels. There is mechanics involved. It's just it's electrically assisted. So yeah, it's not that bad. But this car is overall, I mean, with Porsche, the beauty of the cars is that the finish is immaculate. Everything, every little inch you touch is beautiful. There's no plasticky, cheap stuff inside. It doesn't feel that they haven't paid attention. I've come across, I won't name other brands because this isn't about slagging other brands, but I've seen so many other cars which are good brands, well-known brands, and you look inside the car and the dashboard is really cheap plastic and scratches easily, steering wheels, everything. But this thing, they've done an amazing job. Everything is beautiful and immaculate. So that's another reason why every time I look at the car, like, oh, I love it so much, it's so beautiful, I don't want to get rid of it. But it's the engine that says no. So I don't know what I'll do. A part of me says sell it, a part of me says keep it. So I think if I win the lottery tomorrow, then I'll keep it, and then I'll buy another one which has a manual, or not a manual, but a naturally aspirated engine. Maybe one of the old ones. So yeah. By the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this or if anyone else has mentioned this, but there's a really, really cool feature in these Porsches that helps you figure out how much tire pressure you should have. And every car has a tire gauge, and I'm not sure if other cars have this feature, but basically if you press the stalk within the tire pressure system, it tells you fill information. So it will tell you the delta of what is it that you need, or how much air do you need to top up. So it will tell you plus minus 1 bar or PSI, whatever you set it up. It's really fantastic because tire pressure is relevant to the temperature of the tire. So if it's cold, it should be different to when it's warm. And how do you measure the tire temperature when you're filling it up to know that this is the right temperature for me to fill it to this much pressure? But I think that the tire pressure gauges within the tires or wheels, they monitor the temperature and then tell you appropriately what the tire pressure should be. So instead of looking at the pump with the little gauge telling you what the tire pressure should be, it's a great idea to use this. It's very accurate. A bit of a hassle because you have to keep filling it up and coming back to the car's dash to have a look, but you know you're getting it exactly right. For a while, stupidly enough, I've been driving around with more tire pressure than I needed, so I didn't read it properly on the door where it says how much pressure you should have. I just read I read the thing, but I read the section which was the fully loaded car with luggage and 2 passengers, whereas I'm usually one person with no luggage. So I always thought, oh, the ride is so rough, and now I put it back to normal and fantastic, it's smooth. So, little tip in case you didn't know this already. Maybe other cars have it, and if you know that Audi or BMW or Mercedes or, I don't know, Toyota, Volkswagen have it, then do leave me a comment so I find out about it. But yeah. The other thing that I absolutely love about this car is the auto blip, which is the rev matching that it does. So if you put it into sport mode, the car, as you downshift or upshift, I don't know whether it does both ways, but it matches the revs, so it's beautiful. And I think that's such a cool thing. Again, I'm not a race car driver, so I'm honestly not that good at rev matching and doing that blip. I have to really focus. I'd rather focus on the road than focus on my foot doing the heel toe. So I like the fact that this car does it for me. Although I felt that the Sport and Sport Plus, I think not only do they tune your chassis and the ECU, I don't know if they do anything to the chassis, but I think they definitely make the car more responsive, and they also do something I think to the engine mounts, because the engine feels tighter, but the car becomes so responsive. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on this, but I think it also reduces the traction control of the car, because you feel like now you suddenly have more control of the car than the computer doing it for you. And then you do Sport Plus and it becomes even wilder. So I would say keep the Sport Plus for tracks or open roads where there's no traffic, because preferably tracks, you don't want to be wrapped around a lamppost in case the car doesn't control it itself. Well, it says it's 10 degrees outside, it's clear blue skies, it looks very nice. I really feel like putting the top down. I'm not sure, but we can have a go, and if it's too cold we can always close it. So it's just, you can hear the car so much more and it sounds beautiful. Because it sounds so beautiful. Just by revving it, it does those pops and bangs, and it's amazing. Actually, the weather's nice. It's not that cold, so I think I might drive with the top down for a bit. And I know some people will think I'm being stupid, but hey ho. Absolutely feels so fresh this morning. Very tight between two trucks. talking about the naturally aspirated engines earlier on, it just occurred to me that the GT4, which is a Cayman, has a Carrera engine. However, it's a hardtop. I would rather have a convertible when it's a small two-seater. I mean, a roadster is so much more fun than a hardtop. If you want a hardtop, you want to have a 911. For these smaller cars, it's nice to have a convertible, to have the option to get the top down and stuff. See, even in these sort of narrow roads, slow moving traffic, when I change gears, it does those pops and bangs. It is phenomenal. They've done an amazing job with the exhaust system in this car. I must say, it's so impressive. You wouldn't think this is a 4-cylinder small car. It's so throaty. Amazing. Absolutely love it. See, first thing in the morning, you're going to work, and instead of feeling miserable going to work, you're like, oh, I love the sound of this car. Makes you so happy. You start off your day in an excellent mood instead of feeling grumpy and tired, thinking I don't want to get out of bed and go to work. You look forward to getting into a car with this sound. Yeah, see, I shift down and it does rev matching for me. I don't have to make any effort. Keep revving it all day just to make that noise. Amazing. Maybe I'll keep it. It's awesome. I think I can live with the turbo and the speed. It's just, I don't have the words to describe the feeling that I'm feeling right now. It's completely elated and happy. Last month I was looking at the GT3 and I was this close to buying it, but then the dealer or the salesperson at Porsche, such a lovely guy, because he said to me, you're not someone who takes your car onto a track, so it's a track car, you're not really going to enjoy it the way you want to. You're better off having something that's powerful and fast, but it's more of a road car than a street car, sorry, a racetrack car. So I took his advice. So I didn't get a GT3, but I got something else, which is a little surprise I have for you. I'll make a video soon. makes it all worth it. See, as I accelerate and then I press the brake to slow down, the car does these pops and bangs. I don't do anything to the clutch or anything, just press the brake. As it slows down, it makes those sounds as if it's backfiring. I'm going to close the roof because I'm going to go through a tunnel now, and all these diesel fumes just make you want to die. I wonder what it's like to be working at Porsche amongst all these awesome, clever people thinking about acoustics and the feeling. I think they focus on the driver enjoying the car rather than just focusing on numbers. Because every Porsche that I've driven, it's just a completely different feeling, and it's enjoyment, utter enjoyment. What I would also like to say, I have a feeling that they have put some kind of a pipe or something, like an acoustic chamber from the engine into the car, because if you stand outside the car, you can't really listen to or hear the sound the same way that you do when you're sitting inside. I think it sounds so much better inside than it is outside, and that's probably because they've created some acoustic chamber that pumps the engine sound into the cabin. After all, it's about the driver. It's not about making a lot of noise on the road. So I think they have done something. I'm not sure. Maybe someone can comment and let me know if you know about this. But that's my theory. I know that Porsche have a special acoustics department that works with their engineering department to put things in and around the engine to make the car sound as best as it possibly can. But I think that if they're so clever and they focus so much on this, they surely must have thought about channeling the sound into the cabin so the driver hears it and enjoys it. Right. I'm running out of things to say, and I think the video has been very, very long, so you guys must be bored to death listening to my waffle. I'm gonna stop it for a bit and then I'll start it again once I'm in a tunnel where you can hear the exhaust and the sound of the car. By the way, in case you wanted to know, or in case you're wondering, I'm making this video using my iPhone because it does high definition videos, and I thought I should try it and see. So I've been using a GoPro, and then I recorded stuff on the iPhone, and I felt that the iPhone quality was so much better than the GoPro. And perhaps it's just not me knowing how to use the camera properly or the settings or something, but it feels like the iPhone has a better lens and a better image sensor or something like that. So they've closed down Tower Bridge for 3 months. Back to my point earlier on, in America they did 3 bridges and 52 miles of motorway in 24 hours. Tower Bridge in London needs renovation, and I'm sure they're not doing the whole bridge. They're probably just putting some paint on it, resurfacing the road for it to last for about 3 months and then be back to crap again. But they're going to close it for 3 months, and they have. So as a result, I have to go through all these back streets and through this 110-year-old tunnel to get to Canary Wharf. But still, it's faster than taking public transport, which is just mind-baffling. So this Rotherhithe Tunnel was opened in 1908. It's 2016. So it's a 108-year-old tunnel under the River Thames. Fascinating how we managed to dig tunnels under rivers 108 years ago. Actually, it might be longer because it must have taken them a few years to dig it and build it. Same thing for London Underground, to be honest. It was dug over 100 years ago, and it's so deep underground. It's interesting how much technology and I don't know, industrially advanced and civilized we've been for such a long time. I think when you're English, you forget that we have so much history and we've done so much. You just think of here and now. I wonder how many other countries in the world out there have tunnels under rivers that are 108 years old. A few, I'm sure, but not many. My history isn't that great, which it should be, because being English, well, I'm British, not English, but half Italian, so I don't know. Mentally, I'm completely British or English. Of my values, the way I was brought up and everything, very, very English. I'm very proud of being British and very patriotic. Some people, especially the pure English, I think find it a bit embarrassing to be patriotic. Unlike the Americans who have a flag on every doorstep. I don't even know why. Maybe because we went around and conquered the world, that we're a bit embarrassed about being patriotic. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. We have amazing history and we have contributed to the whole world in so many ways: medicine, technology, law, architecture, art, music, you name it. It's a tiny little island, but we've been everywhere in the world and we have done pretty much everything. So I think we should be proud of it. The French are very proud of their heritage. They don't take any criticism. We, on the other hand, criticize and joke about ourselves all the time, which is a good thing. I guess we have nothing to prove, but a little bit of pride is good. So there was my little bit of patriotism out there for you. Right, so what I'm going to do is put my briefcase down so it stops rattling, and then I'll lower the windows a little bit so you can hear the car as we go through the tunnel. especially for you. A bit of a tacky thing to do, to rev through a tunnel when there are other cars around.